the Yoimiya banner has been announced now, and I'm not gonna lie, I am a prophet, and I'm gonna explain why in a second, but yeah, so the characters have been announced, which is going to be Bennett, Xinyan, and Yunjin, and on the weapon banner we're going to have Thundering Pulse, Summit Shaper, and a bunch of other 4-star weapons. But we're going to talk about, is the banner a must-pull or not? If you're probably watching this, you probably watched my last video, and I would say that, you know, if you came from the last video, let me know down below in the comments. But Yoimiya is a very strong unit, well, it's certainly better, but, you know, she's a fun unit, and we'll talk about her a bit more later on. But yeah, we're going to talk about the banners today. Are they a must-pull? Should you pull on it? Should you not pull on it? It's, you know, all that kind of fancy stuff. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, you want to support the channel, you also feel free to sub, because a small percentage of people watching videos are subscribed. And if you do return to the channel, we do Genshin Impact content, quite a lot of it in fact, and, you know, we're trying to get the channel back on track still. We're still going, by the way. You know, we're seeing like a minor like trend increase, but yeah, you know, if you want to support the channel, feel free to sub. But let's get into it. So, was I right about the banners? Now, I'm just saying, so I say maybe like Xingqiu, Fischl, and Bennett? Or not actually a prophet, huh? Okay, maybe I wasn't 100% accurate. I did also say Yunjin in my predictions as well, so I mean, I got 2 out of 3 right, technically. Maybe not my first choice, but 2 out of 3 is still kind of close. But yeah, in terms of the character banners, right, not only do you have Yoimiya, and I understand people's comments on my last video saying that, you know, while she is a fun like unit, she doesn't do the highest damage, but I think personally she still is quite versatile. You can use the, I've got to mention as well, you can use the free-to-play Hanayumi crafter weapon on her instead of like getting something like Rust. And also turns out 2-piece Crimson, 2-piece Gladiator is actually her best set, so yeah, turns out I was right, but yeah, you know, overall, she is a very fun unit, and I would recommend it at least. She isn't like going to do as much damage as Hu Tao, or, you know, maybe even another character perhaps, but overall, she's still, you know, overall pretty decent. Bennett is definitely a must-pull. Just slap on any weapon that ideally has energy recharge as a substat, but anything with a high attack value, so Skyer Blade is a good example. Festering Desire, if you still, if you played at the very start of the game, like when it came out, is also a good option. If not, I used to run a Favonius Sword, which didn't have my highest base attack, but yeah. Run something with a decent base attack to use with his burst, and you'll be golden. In terms of artifacts, I mean, you can use something like Noblesse, that's what I use. But you can go like Maiden Beloved if you're trying to go for something like Healy. And honestly, as long as you get his C1, that's it, you don't need anything else. C5 is nice to have, but C6 we do not venture into, because that ruins characters like Eula and her potential there. And also just max out his Q, that's all you need. It increases your attack bonus by, you know, how much white attack he has. So already a very strong pull. Now, if you're like, okay, right, Xinyan we'll talk about in a second, but if you're pulling for Yoimiya, you need a good support to go with her. Not only do you get Bennett, you get Yunjin. Now, Yunjin is one of the greatest supports for Yoimiya, and actually makes her really good. All you need to do is just run something like, well, Deathmatch is good for giving you defense, but you can also run Favonius Lance, or I mean, not Black Tassel, because I, you know, got loads of those. And definitely not the Halberd, but ideally you want to try and get the Favonius Lance for her, which, if you play for quite a while, you probably do have a Favonius Lance. Get something with, like, energy recharge on, or something that benefits your defense, and all you need to do then is just stack a large sum of defense, so go for a Husk of Opulent Dreams set, ideally. I mean, I go for 4-piece Husk. You can go for, I'd say your best ideal one is maybe go for a 2-piece Husk, 2-piece Emblem of 7 Fate to increase your energy recharge, but I don't know, that's what I think it is at least, and then, you know, C6 is actually kind of good. And then, you know, actually, yeah, like her C2 also makes her very strong. So ideally, if you're going to go for something, go for C2 or C6 for her, and then level up her Q quite a lot. Because when you level up her Q, it increases your normal attack damage by the amount of defense that she has. So if you stack a lot of defense, you get more normal attack damage, and as well as that, her second passive increases her defense. And, well, it doesn't increase her defense, it increases your normal attack damage based on how many elemental types you have in your party. Overall, a very strong support for Yoimiya, and probably one of her best supports you can get for her. Now, Yoimiya, Bennett, and Yunjin is already a really solid team, so like they're already selling you a good team on this banner. So, and then there's Xinyan. Now, I didn't predict Xinyan in my video, but it makes sense because she is in the current event and she's not on the current banner, so I don't know, makes sense that, you know, to do that. And turns out that you got a free Fischl in the event, which I did not know about. Would have been useful to know when I made that video, but that's where Fischl's gone. So Xinyan is going to be on the banner, probably because she's in the event. Overall, I wouldn't recommend building her, but if you are going to build her, go for something like with energy recharge or like a large amount of attack. Ideally, you can run her as a shielder, which, you know, requires you to level up her defense. If so, go for something with energy recharge or white blind as a good option. And then you got her burst, which uses skill damage, which is based on your attack, she has the highest attack of any 4-star in the game. So I don't know, depends on how you want to play her. And she's like a jack of all trades, but a master at nothing in a way. I know, it's fairly okay. And then with the weapon banners, you have the Thundering Pulse, which of course is going to be Yoimiya's best slot weapon. So already, if you're pulling for Yoimiya, you might as well go for that. And then there's the Summit Shaper, which I believe increases your... I believe it's your attack percent it increases, and then gives you extra damage if you're protected by a shield. I don't know, I need to check that. But yeah, I was right actually, yeah. It turns out it increases your attack, and then gives you extra like attack if you're protected by a shield, so it's pretty good if you're running like a Zhongli or even your Xinyan. And then there's the 4-star weapons, there's the there's that weird like Alley Hunter bow, I believe. I think I got a copy of it. Yeah, Alley Hunter increases your attack. It could be good on Yoimiya if you're trying to pull for it. But if you're trying to pull for the weapon banners to get Yoimiya's weapon, then, I mean, you know, what you're going to use Alley Hunter for, I do not know. But there's that. There's also Wine and Song. I don't know what it does. I'm not going to lie, Chief. The Sacrificial Greatsword, just know I've never found a use for it on any character that I own. Dragon's Bane, I mean, it's good, but, I mean, listen, there's better polearms, and ideally it's only good on characters like Zhang Ling. Actually, it's probably only good on Zhang Ling as far as I remember, which, I mean, hey, it can be good. Or you could use it on Hu Tao for a reaction team if you don't have any other weapons, but you could just use the Blackcliff, so yeah. And then there's the flute. Again, I mean, it's okay, but listen, there is better out there. If not, I mean, you could use it on Jean or Chi-Chi as a beginner weapon just before you get something better. Overall, weapon banner, the 4 stars are a pass. The 5 stars on the banner are actually pretty good. And as for the character banner, I would say, right, it's a very strong pull. If you want Yoimiya, it is definitely a pull. Put all your primos into it, you know. Especially if you like Yoimiya and you like her playstyle, I would recommend her as a unit personally. So yeah, big pull for me. We also remember Sumeru's around the corner, so there's your devil's advocate. Maybe you might want to save, but listen, right? I know you're all compulsive gamblers, so let's be real. You're all going to pull on Yoimiya's banner, and I would highly recommend you do so because the units are really good, and most people are going to be pulling to try and get Bennett. So yeah, let me down below. Are you guys pulling on any of the banners in this update, or the second half of this update? And I hope you have a great day, all of you. Take care, and I'll see you guys in another video really soon. Have a lovely day, everyone.